Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-2. It's the Tier 8 Soviet SPG, and it's located on the southwest spawn of Karelia, and it's under the command of Ollie 11196. Now I think you can see 2 marks of excellence on the barrels, and we've seen Ollie in this school bus, as it's more commonly known, before, and on that occasion he did very well. He's got a 203mm howitzer. It's an upgrade of the SU-14-1. These were built before the war, but the project was cancelled, and the person who was responsible for the project was purged by Stalin. But luckily they had been put into storage, and during the German invasion they were used by the Soviets from Moscow to defend the city, defend the capital. He fires a round in there and splashes the Progetto 46 with the stun, and he's now reloading. Now he's got quite a long reload, I'm afraid. It's 36 seconds on this 203mm. He's not using premium consumables. He could reduce that quite a lot with premium, but of course that would cut down on the amount of credits he can earn. He's aiming for the apex of what we know as the horseshoe, because that's where the enemy tanks appear to be. There's a Type 64. That's a Tier 6 Chinese light tank. Round out. Splashes him for 291 hit points. Half his health has disappeared just like that. And that P43 Biz is just taking most of the rest of it. He won't survive another shot. He is now one shot. And he's gone down. P43 claims him. Unfortunately, we lose the P43 shortly afterwards to the Progetto. Now we can't hit the Progetto, but we can hit this Borsig. And I think that's the next target. Reload is almost complete. It's aimed, fully dialed in, and working out where it's going to go. Oh, it changed direction at the last second. If that Borsig had continued to go backwards, I'm sure it would have walked into the shell. But as he changed direction and went in a southeast direction, I'm afraid the shell missed. We've lost sight of the Borsig as well. He's probably hiding behind one of the rocks and out of sight of our team at the moment. We have got a sizable contingent of tanks in the K line. There's the Borsig. Okay, we're almost loaded, and this time he is headed back. And he's going to walk into it, and he does, and he's gone! 338 hit points, wipes out the Borsig, first kill. Now he's relocating. When you've got a long time to reload, you can actually relocate quite a lot during between shots. And instead, this time, Ollie 11196 is going to aim towards the north, because there's a Panther and a Poodle fighting out with our team. There they are. Almost reloaded. He's aimed, he's dialed in, and round out. Oh, and he's got a fire on the Panther. It's a big fire. He's claimed 253 hit points from the fire alone. He splash damaged the Poodle. Managed to get 110 hit points off him. The initial impact on the Panther did 449 hit points of damage. Just shows how deadly the 203mm howitzer is. Now that's the standard B4 howitzer. Now the Panther's still engaging the P43 and Type 64. We're going to try for a splash hit this time, I think. Trying to work out where to place the shot. Round out. This should be a splash kill. Oh, well, it doesn't kill him, but it does do a lot of damage. He's now one shot. They can easily get him, and they do. And it's the P43 who takes the kill. Now, you can mount 2 different guns on the school bus. The standard one, the stock one, is 152mm BR2, which has got a reasonably good fire rate. But the top gun is the 203mm B4, and that's the one that Ollie is using. Right, P43 Biz. Next target, round out. Oh! It splashed him for 343 hit points. It wasn't a direct hit, but it certainly did a lot of damage, and it must have done module damage to him. Unfortunately, we did just lose one of our own team, but the P-43 is probably about to be put out of commission on the next shot if he stays where he is. 5 seconds for firing. I'm sure Ollie is going to go for him directly. Round out. Should be it. Oh, he's not there. If the P-43 had been there, he certainly would have killed it with that shot. So he obviously relocated. We've lost sight of all of the enemy in the meanwhile. Oh, we've spotted one at last. It's an OI. ONI, sorry, not an OI. It's a tier 7 Japanese heavy. A super heavy. And he's parked up there holding that rock. Trying to side scrape around it. Round out. And... well, it lands behind him. It went long. 81 hit points to splash. RNG said no on that occasion and sent the shell long. For those who are not acquainted with it, there is an RNG calculation, random number generator calculation, that works out whether or not the shot actually hits the target or misses the target. And if it misses, it then works out how far it misses by. And this occasion it did miss, but I think we're about to find out if he can get the second shot on target. And round out straight away. Should hit this time. Yes, it does! 358 hit points. The enemy is now down to 3% of his health, 47. He is a one shot for anybody who can put a round through and penetrate him. I don't think he'll last very much longer. You'd only need to hit him with an HE round to take him out of the game. If somebody rammed him, that would be enough to kill him. But he is a super heavy after all. I don't think you really want to ram a super heavy. Okay, he's loaded. Fires another round in. Oh, he got the kill! He couldn't see him, but he knew where he was in terms of holding that rock. And this time round, he got the kill. Now he's relocated just a little. And he can't see off to the north, but that T-29 is in cover. Yep, there's absolutely no way Ollie can hit that tank because he is basically in cover. Now, we can't see the ARL-44 to the north because the Leo is still in our cap area. He needs to move forward to find out where that ARL's got to. But the only tank we do know the location of is the T-29 rather. There's a Panther near the enemy cap. As far as we can tell, it's a Panther M10. We can't see him yet, but that TVP is moving up. Now, there's a good chance the TVP will spot him, and then we'll get an idea of where we need to shoot. There's the ARL. Okay, he's been spotted by the TVP. He's hiding behind the rock. We're dialing in. He's marked his target. The ARL's taken a hit. He's a splash hit now. We can only put the shell near him. He'll go out the game. Oh, it hits a rock face. Oh, that is tragic because that would have been a certain kill. If the shell had gone over the rock, we definitely would have got him. We've lost the TVP in the meanwhile. So, the only tank we know the location of for sure is the T-29, and he's putting up a good defense. We're almost loaded. We're going to have another shot at the ARL-44, but he might have moved in the meanwhile. No, he didn't. That's a case of, is he still there? Yes, he is. Now, he should have realised after those rounds hit them that he should have moved. Now, the Leo's found the Panther M10. He's actually just slightly to the north of him. So at least the Leo's doing something, if only spotting the enemy. He's pulling back. The M10's moving forward. We're only a few seconds away from shooting, but we haven't got a solution because of that rock face. This is awkward. We can't fire because we do more damage to our teammate than the enemy. We have got a solution now, but again, our teammate's too close, but we fire a round in, and we hit the Panther M10, and We've got the high caliber, provided we continue with the damage. If another teammate scores more damage in the meanwhile, he might be able to take the high caliber away from us. The Leo's taking punishment. Yeah, he's out the game. The enemy GW Tiger got him, but the Panther M10 is taken out by our T-3485. So that means there are only 2 enemy remaining, an E25 and a GW Tiger P, and we haven't seen the E25. There he is. Okay, we know where he is, and we can probably take a guess where the GW Tiger P is. The E25 is trying to get at our IS. Fires, round out, and oh! Splashes him for 435 hit points. That's a really good strike. That will maintain the high caliber. The rest of the team are now going around the rock, going after the E25. Now we've got a long wait for the reloads, 15 seconds at least to go before we can shoot. We don't want that E25 to get away. Not if we can help it. He's managed to get over the cliff edge, but he's taken out the game by our own knee. Now the question is, where is the GW Tiger P? He's probably in this corner. We can't guarantee he is. We're aiming in that corner. We've indicated to the team exactly where we're looking. We've got 3 kills at the moment. We could platoon with the Oni, and that would bring a brothers in arms. The Oni has 4 kills. There he is. GW Tiger P, round out. Should be a kill shot. Oh, it is! 440 hit points, 4 kills. And the request for platoon goes in, but I think it may be too late. But that's the end of the battle, and Ollie 11196 wins it for their team. And here's the end of battle results. It's an ace tanker for Ollie 11196. He also picks up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 21 during that battle. A Gore's medal for doing 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. Fadin's medal for killing off the last enemy with the last round in his magazine. And lastly, second to last, he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by his teammates. And lastly, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And just look at that. There's a huge number of targets hit. And he used up all the ammo he had in his magazine to do it. So let's have a look at the team score. Highest damage, 4,058 hit points altogether. Highest number of kills, joint shared with the Oni. Both managed to get 5. Both managed to get 4 kills. But when it came to base XP, the Oni managed to score higher, 1,331. And he also managed to get a bruiser, fighter, duelist, and steel wall from that battle. And when it came to medals, well, I suppose actually you could say Ollie managed to get the better share of them, because that is actually he didn't actually get any epic medals, whereas Ollie did. So let's have a look at the, or did he actually? No, he did get an epic medal. Sorry, I should correct myself there. The Oni did manage to get a steel wall, and that's an epic medal. So let's have a look at detail report and see where we came there. Well, we fired all 16 rounds of 203mm ammunition. We got 4 direct hits, 4 penetrations, and 12 splash. So every shot that we fired did something. He did damage of 4,058 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 10 of the enemy, that's 2/3 of the enemy team, and killed 4 of the enemy. He also did damage assistance of 234 hit points and stun assistance of 660 hit points off 12 stuns. On a standard account, we earned 36,714 credits, and after ammunition resupply, and the ammunition is expensive, he only had 6,154 credits left over. He received 1,181 base XP, and there was no multipliers, so I'm afraid that's all the experience points we took away. But it was a really good display of how well the school bus can play if it's in the hands of somebody who knows how to use it. On this occasion, just looking at that, Ace Tanker, Gores, Fadins, Confederate and High Calibre is a fantastic haul of epic medals from that victory. So congratulations to Ollie 11196. Now I can say that there is actually a replay from the Oni's point of view, and he's got it here. And what I will now do is I will now run that replay so you can actually see the battle, and that way you'll get the to see exactly what the Oni saw during the play. Just waiting for it to load into the game. Okay, now we're running it forward. I'll zoom forward to the gameplay start. Okay, gameplay's underway, and here we're looking at it from the perspective of Ronin 1310. Now, he's in an Oni, Japanese super heavy. There you can see Ollie 11196 and the SU-14-2, the school bus, in the distance. And Ronin's after the tanks that are in the southeast channel of the map. The unfortunate thing about the Oni is it's very, very slow. It is, after all, a super heavy, so it's a whole lot of weight to carry around. Soon have the enemy in sight. The Oni is a tier 7 Japanese heavy. If it's armed with a top gun, it's got a 10cm experimental tank gun. Well, picked up 2 bounces straight away. Actually, it's a 15cm howitzer, the top gun, I should say. Yes, he has got the 15cm one, the experimental gun. And there's that Borsig that Ollie was after. And he's lining up a shot on him. Can't see him at the moment. We do know that Ollie's aiming at him. And there's a round from Ollie going in, but missing the target. But he did do 39 hit points of spotting there. So I think Ollie did actually get something from that shot. Now, as you can see, he's moving forward to take a shot. He's got a 19.41 second reload on this gun. There's the opposite number, the other Oni. Just aiming for the turret. No, he's going for the body. Fires. Doesn't get a hit. The Borsig can now be seen, and Ollie fires in and kills the Borsig. And on that occasion, Ronin actually managed to pick up some damage assistance there. Now that T-34-85 is being very unhelpful. He's actually pushing Ronin behind him. Every time he's trying to move up, he's being pushed out into the front of the enemy by by his own teammates. Now they just don't know how to form a line and just shoot in a line. And by doing so, they're actually endangering their teammate. Fires around into the side, gets 281 hit points off the Oni. And you can see there the IS is doing it now as well. This is very unhelpful. That IS needs to learn how to form a line and not to inhibit his own players or even to endanger them from fire. He's moved out sufficiently to one side now. Oh, just took a big hit from the Progetto 224 and bounced around from the E25. He's bouncing more rounds and blocking them. Another round blocked from the E25. He's managed to block 540 hit points of damage and another 135. The E25 is still trying to penetrate the Oni and cannot. It's just too heavy. And more rounds bounced. Now that one hit and tracked him. And the E25 finally found a place that he can penetrate. He's done some damage and some more. And now he's bouncing again. The E-25 hasn't got an inexhaustible supply of ammo, so he needs to be careful about doing that, because he could actually end up wasting a lot of ammo trying to bounce it against the hull of an ONE. Progetto's come forward, big mistake. 332 hit points of damage. We did suffer an APCR round from the Progetto for 229, but the Progetto is now badly damaged. He's down to 44% of his health. The IS is moving forward to try and get a shot into him, and so does Ronan. He's moving up and he's reloaded. Now if he can get a shot on that Progetto, he can, and he blasts the Progetto into the next game. He's back in the garage. .348 hit points of damage from one shot. Now we're moving forward. If you remember when we were watching this game from Ollie's perspective, the ONE was hugging onto that rock and Ollie's targeting. You can see the targeting down arrows. That indicates that Ollie is looking at that target. He's about to attack it. If you see the down arrows above any tank, do not get close to it. It's about to receive an HE shell and you will get splashed if you do get close. Now, we're going to watch an artillery round come in, I think, maybe. We're moving forward to engage the enemy. The IS is still being a bit of a problem. We've been spotted by the enemy, the ONE. He's moving forward to shoot. We fire. We pull back because we missed. The IS managed to get a shot into him for 249. There is a P-43 Biz up on the horseshoe, and that TVP is about to get him. No, it was the IS who killed him. And the ONE just took a big hit for 359 from Arty. And unfortunately, Ronan missed that round. So he's reloading. 20 seconds. Of course, the ONE is sitting behind that rock, blissfully unaware that an Arty round is about to hit him. We're loaded. And there he's dead. And that's another kill for Ollie. Okay, there's the T-29. Now, as I said in the previous commentary, the T-29's in an Arty safe position. He's actually hugging that wall, that rock face. He knows that he can't be fired on by an Arty that's in the south, so long as he's hogging that wall. It's an impossible position to hit. The Arty would have to come all the way up to the north, somewhere on the A line, in order to get a shot on the T-29. But Ronan's moving forward, puts a round into him for 315, and unfortunately he receives a round from the enemy Arty, the GW Tiger P, and that was 220 hit points of damage. But he's still got 32% of his health, and that IS is still being a problem. Almost reloaded. He's looking for the GW, can't see it. Fires another round into the T-29, but he takes a hit from both the GW Tiger P and the E-25 this time round. But he's working out where they are. The E-25 is somewhere in those bushes up ahead. He's looking at that position, just waiting for the stun to go away. He must be in that bush, or the one just about round the corner. The T-25 comes forward, and that's the end of him. 275 hit points. He's out the game. And it looks like the IS took the Arty round this time. I think he's the one who's showing stun. Or was. Yes, there's an Arty round there. And we can see the damage. The IS has actually taken 3 Arty rounds on his body. You can see 1 on the 2 on the turret, 1 actually quite close, and the other one's on the body. You see all the bounces that happened on the Oni. There's 1 Arty round hit the lower plate, but they're off moving now. They can't see the E-25, but I think they're about to find him. He's about to fire on them. They have been spotted. Now, if you recall, this is the moment where the E-25 comes down and attacks the IS. I think the E-25 receives a round from Ollie. Does a lot of damage to him. The E-25 moves towards Ronin, but then thinks the better of it, because obviously he realised that's a heavy, high caliber HE gun, and instead he moves to attack the IS. And there's the round from Ollie, 435 hit points of damage. And the E-25 is moving away. He knows how difficult it is to try and penetrate the Oni. It looks like he's going to try and get behind Ronin, but Ronin's ready for him. There he is, and he's vaporized. 395 hit points, and the only remaining enemy is the GW Panther. No, GW Tiger P, sorry. We can see on the mini-map that the T-34-85 is moving up. Ollie's still down near the cap area where he was firing from, and I do believe he's about to target the area where he thinks the GW Tiger P is, and there's the GW Tiger P. So we're lining him up for a shot. He fires, we fire around in, and he's vaporized as well. 440 hit points, and that's the end of his battle, and that's a victory. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for Ronin 1310. Well, it was an ace tanker for him. He also picked up a bruiser medal, a spotter badge, a duelist, a fighter, a fire for effect, a shell proof, all those bounce rounds that came in and just impacted on his hull. We also picked up a Spartan badge. He actually managed to bounce around when he had less than 10% of his hit points left, and a steel wall for blocking at least 11 shots, 1,000 hit points of damage blocked overall, and surviving the battle. So pretty effective round, as we said before. He didn't get the highest amount of damage. That went to Ollie 1196, but Ronin 1310 actually managed to get 2,303 hit points of damage. He did get 4 kills, and he did get a higher base XP of 1331. He fired 14 rounds, got 7 direct hits, 7 penetration, 2,303 hit points of damage, of which 638 were at more than 300 meters. He received 28 hits during that battle. 8 were penetrations, 20 were non-penetrations. He blocked damage of 2,920 hit points. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles. He damaged 5, killed 4, and he did 1,576 hit points of damage assistance. On a standard account, he earned 33,055 credits, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he still took away 8,716 credits. He received 1,331 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he took away 2,662 experience points altogether. So a very good round there for Ronin, and a very good round for Ollie 11196. So I hope you enjoyed this double replay from both perspectives. I think it's always interesting to see a battle from different perspectives. In fact, I'd love it if we could actually have some battles where it's from both sides of the battlefield, because that's even funnier sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this replay, and if you did, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.